Hello, this is Erin with Joy in Pens and Paper, and I'm doing my weekly recap. When I do my weekly recap, I go through my Hobonichi Cousin, which I use for journaling and memory keeping. So I'll start out with my journaling and then go through my memory keeping. My journaling is done on the daily pages within the Hobonichi Cousin. And I did talk about Sunday in a YouTube live that I did last week, but just to do a quick walkthrough because I ended up getting a new photo printer. I have been using a Apple LifePrint printer since I think 2018. Fun story, I had asked my husband for a Apple LifePrint printer for Christmas in 2018, and the LifePrint printer is about this big. It's teeny tiny. And Christmas morning, I had this ginormous, like bigger than what I can really show in this frame, but this ginormous box. And I was very confused, and I opened it up, and it was a desktop printer, which was not what I was hoping for. And I had that very awkward moment of thanks to my husband. And he very quickly picked up on my facial expression, said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "This is not the printer I was hoping for." So I ended up having to go and return the printer to Apple and reorder the one that I wanted. However, that mini photo printer that I've had since 2018, it jammed recently. And then after removing the jam, everything that I try to print jams up as well. So I did some research, and Apple's no longer making those printers. They also no longer serve in the same way that they used to, meaning they used to be able to take a picture and animate. And so you could hold your camera over it and it would animate the picture and play the sound. And that's no longer the case because Apple no longer makes that product. So instead of purchasing a new LifePrint printer, I purchased a Kodak printer. So that arrived, and I was able to add in a couple of pictures for this week, which I was very happy about. So I did talk about last Sunday in my YouTube live, but just to recap, Sunday I did have a student that I used to work with that I'm exploring the potential for incorporating into my family in some capacity, and that student came and spent the day with us on Sunday. Monday, I went and got my nails did, and I don't think I talked about this in my YouTube live, but your girl got hit on. So I got my nails done, and I didn't have my rings on or anything else, which I know I don't have them on right now. I got a massage and facial and took them off, and I never put them back on. But after getting my nails done, my friend and I went to a restaurant right next door, and we got some wine, we got a meal, and there was a woman who had Down syndrome who was at the bar who could not get off the bar stool and down to the floor and onto her walker without crying out in pain. So my friend and I went over to help assist, and there was a number of individuals from the restaurant that came over to help out. After we went back to our seat, we had this gentleman approach our table, introduce himself to my friend, and then introduce himself to me and tell me that he thought we had a moment, which we did not. Anyway, and offered to give me his number. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm married." And his response was, "Happily?" which I thought was really interesting. And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have my rings on. I just got my nails done. Thank you so much, but I'm not interested." And I immediately put my ring back on. But then every time my friend and I looked up, he and his friend were staring at us. So we ended up leaving and going to another restaurant to have another glass of wine. Then Tuesday, I ended up having a very busy day where literally I bebopped around the 4 buildings of the district and went from one to the other to the other. And then I got home, and that evening I watched Golden Bachelor with my neighbor, or with my 2 neighbors, and had kind of a later evening due to that. Wednesday, I had my massage and facial, and that's where I again took my jewelry off, and I have not put it back on since. I might need to put that on tonight. Anyway, so that was kind of the highlight of my day, is after work going for this massage and facial. I found out that through Massage Envy, I have 17 credits left, so I went and booked out a couple of other treatments. But come November, I picked back up the monthly subscription and credit accruals. So I had hoped to work it down a lot more than I did, but I did my best. Thursday, I got done with work, and I had a therapy session, which was lovely. I'm on like a every 3-week plan right now for therapy. I went to Red Heat with my husband to have a drink and dinner while my son was at soccer. And then that evening, I ended up meeting up with my friend Anna at this local restaurant when she got off of work, and we got a glass of wine. We ordered a glass of Cabernet, and the bartender put a glass of Chardonnay in front of us. And we both looked at it kind of funny, and then looked at the bartender and said, "That's not red." He acknowledged his mistake, but, we said, "You know what, we're fine, we'll drink this." And then we moved on from there. But, so that was really nice. Friday, the morning was really, really, really foggy. And so when I went to leave for work, I was looking out at our front yard, and just the way that the fog hit and the leaves were on the ground, I was compelled to take this picture. So I really loved that. But my family, we all carpooled on Friday morning. We went and we got our Friday morning coffee at this local tiny coffee shop, which was really great. There was a student that had a very large behavioral episode during the day on Friday that I had to work through, and it resolved really nicely, but it was a larger episode from what I had seen the rest of the year. And then on the way home, I realized that I left my purse, my belt bag, at work in my desk. And so that was my ID, my credit card, my AirPods, my car key. Everything was left at work, and I was very upset about it. But you know what? It's now Monday. I made it through the weekend. I now have it back, so not a big deal. Saturday, it was super rainy, but I had a very relaxing day. I really kept it low key. I did some YouTube filming. I did a workout. We watched Insidious as a family. But interestingly, we had a delivery person, we had ordered takeout, who arrived and was talking immediately upon me opening the door, was talking about wanting to be a driver for DoorDash, and how he couldn't believe that the restaurant he worked for had him help in the kitchen between deliveries. And I just very viscerally said, I do not order from DoorDash. I will not pay those added fees. And he seemed very surprised by that. But then, interestingly, he didn't ever give me my credit card slip, so he lost out on a tip. And I ended up sitting down to eat, being very angry at the conversation and the fact that he didn't even give me an opportunity to tip him, because he was so focused on complaining about his current job. So if you work for DoorDash, I'm sorry. I have a bias there. I'm working on getting over it. But I also just don't understand the complaining about your job immediately upon getting to someone's house. And then that brings me to yesterday. So yesterday I was so excited because I did get that Kodak printer. So I was able to print out these pictures and add them. But I also did a 10K, and I did a 10K in 50 minutes. I was so excited. I'm so happy that I'm getting back into my running groove and that I've got the stamina and the energy to do this. It's very rewarding and it feels really good. And also, my husband and I went to my friend's house to watch the Patriots game for the afternoon and have some buffalo chicken dip and some chicken wings and some veggies. And my friend Anna and I worked on a puzzle while the men were watching the football game. It was just a really lovely day. So that was my week. Now getting into my weekly spread. So with the Hobonichi cousin, I will write out the different things I do throughout the day. I have been for a while now blocking out my work hours right here and putting in the number of hours per week and then totaling it to the side, which I didn't yet do this week. And then I'll write what I get done during the workday, and then I will write out what I do outside of work, as well as some health stats down here and a weight tracker over here. I'm not happy with my weights, so let's just not talk about that. And then at the end of the week, I like to add in some stickers that just capture the week in general. So I did pull out some that I thought might be applicable. So the first thing I'm going to pull is this therapy sticker from Coffee Monsters Co. And I'm going to put it right here on Thursday because that's when I had my therapy session. And I try to do one sticker per day. Occasionally I will do 2, but definitely 1. Friday, I was 100% pooped. So the last couple weeks, I've noticed that by Friday, when I get done with work, I'm feeling ill. I feel sick. I feel run down, and I really need the evening to recover. And I actually took not only Friday evening, but Saturday to recover. And Saturday, I even took a nap. So that's why I'm choosing Pooped Pigeon for Friday. But I also do want to put this little coffee cup for Friday morning because we always go as a family to a local coffee shop and get a coffee beverage. Saturday, Sunday, I'll put this little coffee emoji, and it's an open coffee cup as opposed to a travel coffee cup because I'm home. I'm going to put this little football emoji because we went to a friend's house to watch football. And actually, you know what? Now that I do that, just realizing, hair. It's all in the way. I'm going to put that for Saturday instead because I didn't pull a soccer emoji for Saturday. Now let's see. I'm going to put this Come Faster weekend for Wednesday. And actually, I'm going to do this little frantically working emoji on Tuesday, right there. And then I'm going to put this little chaotic working emoji for Monday because I had a lot of work on Google Sheets and things like that. Let's see, is there anything else that I want to put? I'll put this little step counter because I am glad that even though I took kind of a rest day on Saturday, that I still did some workout. And I'm going to put the treadmill emoji on Sunday because of the 10K that I did on it. And yes, it was on a treadmill, but I didn't use the treadmill tracker. I used my watch tracker, which given how much the years that I've had my watch, it knows my pace when I am moving my arm back and forth. So I feel confident with that. And then I suppose I'll add this little in front of a computer because I had a neuro consult via telehealth on Thursday, and that might be it. I think I'll pause there. So I'm going to put this away. Now, one thing, and if you actually made it to the end, you get to hear this news, but I went, and I'm sure I'll talk about this at my next weekly recap, but this evening I went out and met up with my friends Scott and Anna for dinner while my son was at soccer practice, and I played Keno, which is a gambling thing, and I won over $1,000. So I have put in for the payout for that. It will take 5 to 7 days to land into my account, but I will absolutely be making a fountain pen purchase with that part of that money. And then the other part of it will go towards our finances as a family. But I'm very excited. The last time that I won big on Keno, I ended up purchasing the Sailor Manu Nuts pen, which has this beautiful, sorry, my son is playing video games, but it has this acorn at the top. Look at that cute little acorn. So I will be purchasing another bucket list pen with these winnings that I would not have purchased otherwise. And I'm very excited for that. So in the next couple of weeks, that video will be coming out. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed. This is Monday, October 23rd. And if you made it to the end, please know I will be doing a live on Tuesday, August 24th, and I would love for you to join. So thank you so much and have a lovely evening. Bye.